It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
That was pretty good, Josh. Little nervous? Welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Happy hump day.
Happy hump day to you, too.
So in the house, we have Cc and his wife, Colleen. And I just asked them, how does it feel to be in a marriage where millions of people gonna love this guy? She's already had an incident where she's, oh yeah, I saw that last night.
What happened? All the people.
All the people, you know,
All
they
the
want his
women.
autograph, they want to take pictures.
Fame.
People gonna grab his butt. You know how that works.
Really? No, I don't. But please
But
share with us. How does that work?
Oh, he ain't gonna tell you, but I'm gonna take pictures of
You
butt
got experience
grabbing.
in that one? The butt grabber.
It happens. When you're in a crowd of 30, 50,000 people, what do you think? They're not gonna sort of grab at
You know, they
him?
make those things on a stick called the grabber.
No, he has to be up close with his
They
hand.
might grab Josh, but I don't know about grabbing
They-
me.
Josh should be grabbing
That's a
them.
whole nother story, Josh.
So say hello to New York.
Good morning, good afternoon, New York, WGHT New York City, and North Jersey 98.3, and New York City 1500. Back live in action on a beautiful Wednesday right here from very, very hot South Florida. Look at that.
Wow.
1939 today, Frank Sinatra records his first song. If you know what that first song is, give us a call. 888-994-4995, Studio A. We've got lots of giveaways today, is all I can tell
We
you.
do, so
We
if
got
you call
books, we
in-
got coffee, we've got a whole lot of things to give away.
So if you call in, get the stuff. CC actually won the trivia question this morning in the morning show
Yes, he did.
with Elvis. It was Hound Dog was on the B flip.
And I knew that, right?
And she
God
gives
bless
the
you.
answer out. She says the wrong song, gives the answer out. And I look at her and says, really?
I don't know, though. It's not like I knew that was a fact. It was just,
You only know 2 Elvis songs? Only 2 Elvis songs?
all I have to do is point up and point behind me because we are launching our new
Point
channel.
in that direction.
Point that. I know I point up to those that guide me. Is all I can tell you. That's how I get all of my information. So if it's wrong, blame the man
All I can say
upstairs.
is one word to you.
What is
One
that?
word, lotto.
Let's go, baby. Let's do
Numbers.
it. I think today
Numbers.
happens to be Powerball, right?
Yeah.
You have been assigned this mountain to show others it can be moved.
I'm going to shut this
Amen.
off.
No, you know why? Because Elise is in the house, and that is
know.
perfect. When this woman is in the house, I have to tell you,
Things
Elise
happen.
Roberts, things happen, realms open up, spirit moves. It's a beautiful place to be. And you see behind me, spiritlife.tv? That is a new channel we're now releasing of Amp Media Productions, and that is going to be the home of all of the spiritual shows that seem to be coming forward, from Editor's Desk to Rose's show, Spiritual Mystic Alchemist, that airs today, to maybe we got a new launch over here, but I'm not releasing that information.
Well, my son and I put this together. Actually, he did. I sort of watched him
I love this.
last week. And there is a lot of symbols in this, in that thing on your, I guess, your left. That piece right there.
The
there's
logo?
The logo. There's hands, and biblical. If you understand what hands is all about, look it up. It's the meaning of life. And in the tail of the dove, there's a number, 389. Is that right?
329.
329. Do you know what 329 means?
Verse in the Bible.
It's a
Nobody
biblical
knows but you.
symbol. It's how many times the word, what was the word?
You told me it was how many times the word peace is in the Bible.
That's right.
Because I remember thinking, you want to stress peace or do you want to stress hope and faith? But we went with peace, and
One word piece.
it's all good.
329 times, and it's in the dove's tail. Except that I'm going to have him make it a little darker because
I
need
love the way
people
he's
to
got the
see.
birds flying out of the tree. I love the whole concept of what we are working to bring forward, spiritual life. And it's not all evangelical. It's not It's about everything that's within the spiritual realm of whatever you believe in. God, religion, the universe, energy, people talking, voices in your head, whatever you call it, it's all guided by spirit.
Well, today's show is the show before Cc and his wife go on the road. They're going to go on tour forever.
No, they're just going on a road trip.
Oh, you're not going on tour yet?
We go on tour in August.
Yeah, they're just going on a
Oh,
road
I thought
trip.
they were going to go.
We are going to
We're
Nashville.
going to Nashville to record again.
Yeah, you're going to go over there and sort of
Yeah.
find out what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Final plans before we hit the road.
Write your story.
We're getting it. We actually want to talk to the lady.
Talk
who
into
runs
that
the bar.
microphone.
Oh.
It'll be easy.
I forgot. Sorry. Yeah, we're going to go finalize everything. We're going to a songwriting convention They have a convention going on 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday, with the top songwriters in the business. That's all going to be under one roof. We're going to record another song. I'm going to finish another song that I just wrote about the tour bus that we talked about last time. Had to change the title though because someone gave it away. Yeah, we're going to go get some things done, and we're excited about it.
I heard a rumor that your inspiration comes of songs that you sing that you're writing for your wife. Is that true?
There's 2 songs about my wife, but my wife is my support and my rock, so a lot of the music comes, all my music, every song that I write is about real life, about my life. There's no fantasy, there's no made-up songs. Everything is about something personally in my life. So the last couple songs have been about my wife, except the one I just wrote.
Does he get up in the middle of the night and he starts writing?
Oh, it's awful. Yes.
He does, right?
Yes.
You could tell. Are you nervous?
Not at all.
Well, it's getting close to you.
I'm more,
No jitters? No nothing?
no, I'm getting more impatient.
Driving me crazy.
You ready to get on the road and go?
I am. I'm ready to get on the road. I'm
Do
ready
you
to do it.
practice? Like you go to your lawn and you have like ducks and stuff and you practice?
I practice every day for an hour, my vocal exercises.
Do you?
And drive her crazy because my vocal exercises is something totally different and off the wall. She thinks I'm having a stroke or something in the room.
No.
Oh, he does those funny sounds.
Yeah, and then like last night, for example, one of our neighbors had a 70th birthday. Miss Karen, happy birthday. And everybody wanted him to sing with
Everywhere he
Tennessee
goes.
whiskey.
So she pulled up Tennessee Whiskey on a karaoke app on her phone and made me sing in front of 20 people.
Oh, you would like, oh, I
I
don't
know,
really
we might-
want to. Nah, give me the mic.
She had a popsicle party for her birthday outside in South Florida, which they didn't last too long because everything melted. But
Yeah, popsicle party in the summer in Florida, probably not such a great idea.
It is. It spills all over you.
It was
Like your
cute.
coffee
Like the
did.
coffee. It's okay. It's all good.
It's all good. And where's the tour going to start, Cece?
Olive Branch, Mississippi. So
And then
it's-
you're heading
it's a
where?
casino
West?
That's a
tour.
real place, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a casino tour, so it's a casino in Mississippi. We're going out in the middle of August. I believe that's what the date starts at. We're actually going to be getting the live stream confirmation codes and send them here so you guys can live stream it
Nice.
on.
That's going to be cool.
On
Then put it
TV.
right behind us.
That's right.
And
so
you're
I'm
originally
excited.
from where?
I'm originally from Elkton, Maryland, Cecil County, Maryland.
You
then
don't sound like you're from Maryland.
Well, I've been living down south for a while, so I've lived in Virginia and Tennessee for the last 10 years.
I think we
10,
got
11 years.
South in the house.
I know, because her husband's from the South. Or
Yeah.
she's
She
from the-
is. She's got Kentucky in the house.
You're from Kentucky?
Originally, yes.
Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee.
I don't understand that statement. Originally.
Use your
So-
mic.
I was born in Kentucky,
talking
but
to
we
you-
lived in Indiana.
Talking to your mic.
Oh.
So originally you were in Kentucky. You were born in Kentucky, and then after the original came. You're from
Came Life with Ed, and we moved to Indiana. Well, he was from Indiana.
Kentucky.
I
Indiana?
moved there when we got married
Did you ever go to the Kentucky Derby?
a few times, and every
you know
which
some of
way
the
you can go.
And you know some of the families that have these thoroughbreds and stuff.
I have known them in the past, yes.
I want to go to the Derby one day. One day on my bucket list, I want to go to
Me
the
too.
Derby.
Send you with a bucket.
Tickets open in September for the following year.
Yeah?
And you can go online and get them. That's, yeah.
Best
That's how
way to
they
go
work.
early.
If
You
you
wanna
don't have
visit
like
horse-
box seats or something.
This last one
which I
was
don't.
wonderful. We
Did you
watched
go?
it, the long shot. No, we watched it on TV. That long shot came through, and I was like,
Did you bet?
oh, I wish. No, we didn't.
It
get a
was
chance to.
exciting. The
That
whole,
long show was unbelievable, right?
I don't bet the Kentucky
from
Derby because I
behind.
don't know nothing.
Who knows?
I grew
About
up
horses.
on a horse farm, so you can't really.
You grew up on a
they
horse
give you
farm?
the odds. I grew up on a horse farm in Maryland. My grandfather had bordered horses. He rescued a horse from the racetrack every year, and we used them for sleigh rides. just all of our cousins
Use the horses for
together.
sleigh rides?
Yeah, during the wintertime, we had a sleigh. We hooked them up, and people came up and
You
had
miss
sleigh
Santa
rides.
Claus.
I did a sleigh ride in New York, and all I did was get allergies.
But we had 2 Clydesdales, we had Appaloosas, we had English
Yeah,
Trotters.
Clydesdale.
Yeah.
Those are beautiful.
So
You need a lot of land for horses, right? That's
we
not a
had-
cheap hobby.
we had about 5 acres that they had.
Even that, I had 12 acres in Puerto Rico. My father had horses. I said, Dad, how do I milk the horse? He says, no, that's the cows. I was from the Bronx. I mean, what the hell do I know about horses?
The horses, the cows, the chickens.
I had those too, rabbits, all that stuff.
A lot of fun. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Give us a call, 888-994-4995. That was our very own producer, Josh Martin, in the house, who did our heart open. More to come with that. Maybe Josh will play with Cc. We're going to find out what he's doing next with Cc. And we're talking women in finance today. What would you do if? More with Elise Rogers on that. So stay
I gotta
tuned.
ask you about that.
Quick
Women,
commercial.
what about men? Are we
Well,
allowed to
well, Ed is
join?
here, so
Yeah, I'm going to talk to him.
absolutely. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Planning for the future should not be painful and needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing. Luhu Advisors. Let us help you. Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got covered with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Call 877-281-0289.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, CEO of MyPillow. Retailers, shopping channels, and now even banks have tried to cancel myself and MyPillow. During these times, your support has meant everything to us. So my employees and I want to personally thank each and every one of you by passing the savings directly on to you. We're selling the best products ever for the best prices ever. For example, we have my towels with proprietary technology which makes them soft and absorbent. Towels that work, what a concept. They're made with USA cotton and come in a variety of awesome colors. My 6-piece towel set is regularly $109.99, now just $39.99 with your promo code. I support this show, and I would like to offer you our biggest discounts for listening. So please go to our website, mypillow.com, and put in the promo code at the end of this message to get the biggest discounts. Again, thanks for listening, and God bless.
Call 800-883-1046 and use promo code CAFESLEEP.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, SmartFares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available. So don't wait. Call SmartFares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855-828-0198.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Call 800-651-4808.
Hi, I'm Dawn Clifford, owner and founder of Clifford Insurance Advisors. Established in November of 1999, we focus on mainly health, life, disability, Medicare, and long-term care insurance. Specifically for people aging into Medicare or the self-employed or even employee benefits for small business owners. We can be reached by phone number at 561-880-0391 or by email info@cliffordinsuranceadvisors.com. Visit our website at www.cliffordinsuranceadvisors.com and even visit Facebook, Clifford Insurance Advisors.
Bright, bold, beautiful. Audrey Omar creates artwork pieces that make a statement in any room. Using ethically sourced material, these handmade artworks are made in collaboration with divine higher power. This unique method gives vision, passion, and energy to every piece. Find Audrey Omar's work at the Brooklyn Cafe Studios or audreynow.com. Audrey Omar, art that opens the heart.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
Our in-house band, Joshua Martin, joining us today.
He's a band?
He's a band now.
He's a Band-Aid is what he is.
He's a band now.
He's a funny dude. This guy is very magical. Yes, you're going to do that whole thing for me, right?
All right, we got
Cat
more to come. We're going women in finance. You ready to hit some women in finance?
Yeah, I want to know what this is all about.
We've got Elsie Roberts, otherwise known as my sister, as you call her, president
Did
of
you show her a
Secure
picture of your
Today
sister?
Financial. I have not. But you know what he says to me? Your sister coming in today? We got it in paper. And I have a sister. So now I have to decipher between you as my sister and my sister of what he actually means. But he calls you my sister
I see
all
you
the
more
time.
than her sister.
You definitely are
When
my
you
spiritual
see
sister.
her, your mannerisms, your speech, your face, everything is like her sister. You're going to be shocked. I don't know why she hasn't shown you a picture.
I got to find a picture. I don't think they look that much alike, but she's definitely, it's like we talked yesterday with Lynn about these spiritual soul connections. I think they dropped you from the divine heavens and said, and here she is. Here's your spirit sister. But it's a pleasure to have you back and to bring your lovely husband with us. You've got Ed Roberts here. It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to our Wednesday fun.
The bowl.
Thank you.
So we met Elise, and we have not even tapped into what she really does for a living, besides all the giving that you give. And you've got a beautiful piece of jewelry, and she made me a beautiful necklace.
I do.
But
This
that's
is
just the
unreal.
other side of it's a beautiful
get into
piece.
this
We'll
in
talk
a
about
second.
that later. But let's talk about finances, because right now, inflation is up, groceries are up, housing is up. No one has money to save,
And
but
money's
yet,
down.
right? The market's down, everything else costs more, but yet at some point people think they're going to retire, so they think.
Well, actually, and I'm not really big on statistics. However, I saw one recently that really disturbs me. More than half of Americans, 59%, say that they know that they will have to work longer than they thought they would just to be able to retire. And 39% of Americans, they believe they'll never be able to retire. That's not acceptable. What can we do? So my question to your audience would be, if your plan doesn't do what you thought it was going to do, when do you want to know that?
Like, as soon as possible,
You know,
right?
I'm going to tell you something. Puerto Ricans, we never think about retiring. We sort of, you can't work today because that's it. You can't work. Your legs are busted. Something's not working. I never ever thought about retirement in my life.
Well, it's your personality. It's like ours. We're probably never retire in the old sense. We'll always do something. But my question to the audience would be, what truly brings you joy? And if you find that, that can help you determine what that word retirement actually would mean. Like, for me, I love making things, creating things, sharing them with others. Someone else might be, they like to garden. They like to hang out with their grandkids. Once you find that joy, then it can help you decide what that word retirement is going to mean to you.
You know, when that means stopping that 9-to-5 job, right? That financial
So, but we
income.
we don't have that 9-to-5 already.
Well, how
so
do
we don't.
subtract the fear of, I'm scared to death that I retire and I won't eat. I can't pay my rent, and I can't go see my grandkids because I got no car.
Well, that's where we come in. What we do at Secure Today Financial is we actually protect your assets. We protect you and what you're trying to build. And if someone wants to learn more about what we do, they can reach out to us. They can call. We have a program where I invite people to have a dinner, about 30 people, and they listen to what we do and how we do it. And if it's a fit, you know, then they come and see me. But this way, it's a very, very comfortable way to decide if, am I the person you want to sit with? Am I the person you want to meet with? I've been in financial services 35 years. I know how this all works. And it's not about everybody being the same. There's so many different personalities, mindsets. I think one of the greatest things I ever did in my business was when we got married, 12, 13 years ago. When Ed joined me, he helps me think of things totally different. Totally different. So he really opens up my mind and our clients.
Well, how can you think of finances differently? Me, I just get sick to my stomach when I actually even have to write checks or deal with it. And he'll say, what's wrong with you? Because I know I got to sit and do some accounting today. I'm like, ugh, I don't even want to do it. So how do you think of it differently, Ed?
Well, most people relegate their choices and their responsibilities about their finances to someone else instead of owning them themselves. And that gives you a little bit of power. Sure, it gives you fear, but it gives you power because you know that you're the captain of your ship. You know, how many people give it to somebody else and then they say, oh, I'm sorry, you lost a ton of money. And you're like, okay. And then you keep paying them to have that privilege of losing your money. You know,
Most athletes do that.
well,
too.
that's because, you know, we focus our energies on making money. But we have no concept of what money really means. Money's just a tool, like anything else, that you use or collect to get what you want or to take you in a direction that you need. If we didn't need to earn and your food was free, your rent was free and everything like that, you probably wouldn't work, but you would do what you like to do.
That's true.
And so you can find ways of how to incorporate that in everything that you do. And money's not something to be afraid of. Like I said, you're spending your whole life earning it.
Wow, I'm guilty of that.
But,
Earning it or
and like you,
spending it?
well,
Well,
like
he
you
just
said,
described.
you're not sure what the future holds. Well, that's the great thing is nobody does. But you can have some certainty if you do certain things. Now, yes, there's some variances in anything, but if you saved accordingly and you had some money and you've done some things and you work your whole life, the odds you run out are fairly small. If you haven't or you started later, it's a different story. But for everyone, you got to find what makes sense for you. But as you were saying, fear takes you down the road that you don't want to go.
And I kick it down to the next day and the next day, and he finally says, could we do some accounting? Yeah.
Well, fear, I think fear freezes you from your greatness. Because when you're afraid, you're not in that spirit or that mindset that takes you to that creative edge or that opening that you need. And so you stay locked in that cycle. I'm afraid. And so my fear becomes real. I keep manifesting my same thing over, and it's just not productive. So you have to help people sometimes step out of their own mind, or sometimes step out of their way.
I like that.
And then they can see the possibility if someone can kind of use their intellect and their ability and kind of lead them, but not carry them. Let them make decisions and help empower them to kind of build it in themselves.
See, that's why I have check rash. If I ever write a check, I get a rash. So I say, darn. And I'm a hustler. I only believe in the making of the money, and I funnel it. I says, whatever needs to be taken care of. It's been like that all my life. Holy smokes.
But changing the mindset. So what differentiates what you do at Secure Today Financial from another financial group?
Well, we're on a different side of I guess you'd say the mountain. If you think about a mountain, what's the most dangerous part is the peak, right? So on the left side of the mountain, you're accumulating, you're going up. You're accumulating your wealth. You spend 20, 30 years with an accumulation advisor. I did that for 20 plus years. I know what that means. And that accumulation advisor may not be the same person, and shouldn't be probably the same person as that distribution advisor, which is when you start navigating back down. And if you're visualizing this mountain and you can take that peak at the top and cut it out, you'll see that last 5 to 10 years before you retire and right after you retire. So that's the most dangerous spot, and that's where we come in. Because if you don't do certain things different during the peak, right before you retire, if 2008 hit, in that 5 years or so before you retire, your retirement date just got moved out.
Yeah.
And if you just retired and then a 2008 hit, you're tumbling down that mountain too fast. So you have to meet someone that does the distribution as a specialty, and that's what we do. And the way we do it, the way we are different is I help protect your assets from the catastrophic losses of the market. And we do this by protecting some of your wealth. And we'll show you how to do that when people come see us. We'll get into more of that. Ed helps protect from the catastrophic losses of your good health. And he does that by using the more long-term care planning. So we both protect assets, and we do it on different planes. But we're both in the same business. We still help people to make sure that the end goal gets accomplished, which is you don't run out of money, or you don't run out of the support you need and the money you need if you run out of good health. Because as you age, what do you have less and less of?
Good health.
Good health,
Time and right, your good health, but hopefully not your
Hopefully
money.
not time too much.
And that's where we can turn that around. So
it's interesting because sometimes money management, breaking even, especially in today's economy, where the clicker was 38, now it's down to 30, you don't want to lose money. And a lot of people, I lost that because they're not doing anything about it. Or whoever's managing the money isn't doing the right thing. So all of a sudden they're seeing these accounts go down. So I want to ask you, during this particular scenario, how do you balance the budget, for lack of a better example, where you don't lose your shirt? I mean,
I've got your answer. Thank you for asking. This is exactly what we do, and we do it following the rule of 100. So if you make this decision now, you don't want to wait till you've lost 70%, because these are the crazy numbers that you're hearing now.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a 2008. It will be much worse. And it's factual. There's too much proof. So one of the things we do is we use the rule of 100, and what that means is you take 100 and you minus your age. So your age is the amount of money that you should have where if the market goes backwards, it's not in the market where you can lose it. However, you need to get a reasonable return, and we'll show you how. The balance of what's left over, let's say you're 60. You take 60 from 100, that's 40%. 40% of your money that should be the most amount you put in the market at risk. Wow. So when the market goes backwards, you don't lose your shirt, but you lose a little, but you still have that good cushion. And as you age, you have less and less time to make up a loss. So as you age, more and more of your money is becoming safer so that you don't lose it. And we do this in our programs where I'll split the room in half. And here's an example. You put all your money at risk in the market, and you're 100% at risk. If you have $100,000 and you're 60, you have 100% of your money at risk, and you lose, let's say the market loses 50%. Now you got 50,000, right?
Yep.
Well, if you would have followed the rule of 100, you'd have 80,000.
Right,
Doesn't mean you didn't lose because you left some money at risk, and you need to. You need to have a balance. You need to have some money where you have that opportunity to make the most. You should. But then what we do is on the other side, where that money is not at risk, but yet you can get a reasonable return. And when the market's good, you're going to get a piece of that. When the market's not good, you don't lose any. So I love what we do because we secure your future with certainty. We don't guess. This is not guesswork. This is a plan. And when was the last time you actually had a plan or reviewed your plan?
When was the last time we actually had a plan?
What plan?
Well, I think some of the things that make a difference to us, because it's nothing magical, like she said, the rule of 100. It's a rule, but it's a guideline. It's not set in stone based on what you want to accomplish, based on what's important specifically to you. And a lot of times people will put you in programs that are specific to a need they're trying to generate for themselves, not specifically for you. And so later on you're revisiting, it didn't go the way you wanted. Well, no shock in that, because it was never going to go the way you wanted because it wasn't yours. And I think what kind of separates, especially Elise, separates her from everyone that I've ever met in the business, and I came into it later, retired from a different career path, is that when you need something or you have an issue, you call us, not 50 people, and they get back to you in a month. I mean, she gets calls in the middle of the evening, very responsive all the time, because what we say to you, we actually do ourselves. So I'm not saying do this, but I don't.
Most of your clients then are at a more mature stage in life?
Most of our clients are over 50. Now, we have clients 30. I have a client that's 27. These are very unique young individuals who are so smart in my book. They're so smart and so ahead of themselves when most people their age are spending. So my other question to the audience is, are you saving or are you spending? There's a balance. You can do both, but if you're just spending, you are not going to have a plan, obviously. But I have clients that are we have clients that are 20s, 30s, 40s, but they're not the big numbers. Our base client is 50 to 75.
And you have a minimum threshold that they need to bring to you?
No, we do not have a minimum. We love to help everyone. However, the programs we use, the companies we use, they have minimums. So, but the minimums are so small. You can, depending on what you're trying to accomplish, some of the minimums are 20,000, 5,000. I mean, if you have other money, you can do these things, but you can't put all your money in one place. So if you have a limited amount of funds, then we have to have that conversation. But if someone really wants to learn what we do, we'll invite you to come have dinner. We'll buy you a steak at Roost Chris or Cooper's Hawk. Come see us. You can get our number. I'm sure that you can throw it up there somewhere. Absolutely. We'll invite you, but we will want you to meet some criteria, that you have money that you want to invest or to secure, I will say. You have some money, also other money. And so here's some investable money or some money I can put aside, but I have this other money for my emergencies. That's our guideline, because we don't want anyone to get put in a spot where, oh no, I need other money now. We don't want that. That's not helping you. So we're truly trying to help, and sometimes we just have to say no, that it's not a good fit. So we'll if you'll give us a call, we'll do some, couple of questions and make sure it's a good fit. then have you come in and learn the details of what we do. And if it's a fit, then you make an appointment. But this way it's comfortable. There's no pressure. There's no, oh, I'm going to see them. No. You get to decide. You get to listen to everything first and decide if, first of all, if we're the ones you want to work with. Second of all, what we have, is that what you want? And if not, we'll part friends. It'll be okay.
You know, it's interesting because I was with John Hancock. I was a financial planner for 17 years. Financial planning began in those days, like asking questions of what do you want to do, where do you want to go, and they took a lot of input. It wasn't a guy saying, well, you're going to do this, and then if you lose your shirt, well, I told you not to do this. But what I have a problem with is I know a lot of young guys in the game today, and I don't have the trust. I'm not saying they're bad, I'm not saying they're good, but I'm a little older, and I've been down this road.
Isn't that called experience?
Something like that. You see, but I can't use that because then they get hostile. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're old school, this and this. I know a dollar is a dollar. I know that the euro and the American dollar all of a sudden are parity. That's the first time in 20 years. So when I talked to my guy about, well, why didn't we go in that direction? Because you knew it was going up. You would have made a couple of shillings. And that didn't happen. They go into more, I don't know, millennials, if you want to call it, aggressive, coinage, the whole nine. They go in a different path. And that's the problem that I have, because I want somebody to listen. You know, I know this is a women's segment.
Well, no, this is pretty much an overall segment right now.
But women
And
have
he's
a
got
different
a feminine
feel.
side too that's just perfect. So,
But women have a different feel. I got to tell you, and I hate to admit it, but Colleen's looking at me. Women have a touch in finances. They really do.
Well, these two are over here. And she's like, save. And he goes, I save. And she's sitting here saying, no, you spend. So I'm getting a whole other conversation
Oh, when
over
this
here.
when this
from over
explodes,
here.
you're going to need people that you can rely on to put your money where it belongs.
Well,
huh?
having people on the different sides are good if they value each other's opinion. You know, somebody's a saver, someone's a spender, someone has different, those unique skills come together, or else it's not a partnership. Having two people doing the same thing rarely works out very well for most people.
Well, it's nice that you two balance each other with a different perspective. I want to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, the long-term care portion of what you do, it's not old-time long-term care where you just paid out. There's a way to invest so you can get more for what you're investing and then have some money different ways. It's another concept to talk about. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Josh is going to take us out with some music, and we'll be right back.
Providing music you will enjoy. JM Production performers will brighten up your stage. Condominiums and residential communities, nightclubs and restaurants that want to provide top quality singers and entertainers for their social events, banquets, celebrations, and their customers use JM Productions to ensure that they have an uplifting and beautiful event. Now, tune in for the show.
Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky has a wide range of art, from abstracts to mosaic tapestries, and she paints on different surfaces, such as reverse painting on glass, tables, wall hangings, and sculptures. Her work can be ordered online at amyreshevsky.com, or you can come in and see it in real time at the Brooklyn Cafe Art Gallery. She also does commissioned work, so if you have an idea in mind, she can make it a reality. She invites you to reach out to her at Facebook or at email at amyreshevsky@gmail.com. That's amyreshevsky@gmail.com. Have an artful day. Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created a foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazeg at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Bright, bold, beautiful. Audrey Omart creates artwork pieces that make a statement in any room. Using ethically sourced material, these handmade artworks are made in collaboration with divine higher power. This unique method gives vision, passion, and energy to every piece. Find Audrey Omart's work at the Brooklyn Cafe Studios or audreynow.com. Audrey Omart, art that opens the heart.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come on down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
Has your heater busted, computer crashed, appliance broken? Then you need ARW Home.
Life's been pretty worry-free since I got covered with ARW Home. Don't waste thousands of dollars on air conditioning, appliance repair, and replacements. Save that money with ARW Home. Protection plans that cover household appliances, systems, and electronics.
My air conditioning broke on a Sunday. I called ARW and they came out and fixed it right away.
Get your free quote today. Call or go to arwhome.com now.
Call 877-281-0289.
Hey travelers, everybody wants cheap airfares, but where can you find them? You call Smart Fares. Our prices are direct from the airlines and they're so low they're not published anywhere. Smart Fares specializes in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rentals, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, Smart Fares can help you get there cheaply and with the best price guarantee. If you want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call us right now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these low rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the lowest rates available, so don't wait. Call Smart Fares right now for the best price guaranteed. Save up to 50% off business and first class. We've got great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 855-828-0198. That's 855-828-0198. 855-828-0198.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Very nice, and we're back. Listen, we're giving away CC's CD.
You're giving that away?
Yeah, I got another one.
Oh, okay.
I'm giving this one away.
Okay. I was going to say, we got one, you're giving it
No,
away?
the other one I'm not even unwrapping.
Okay.
You know how I am.
I know.
It goes in the icon.
He gives mine away and he keeps his. Thank you.
I keep them in the icon, so give us a call. What's the number?
888-994-4995 at Studio A. Give you CC's. What is that, his latest cut?
Yeah.
It is a CD that we made.
A long time coming.
It's the original CD, and we're recutting and redoing all those songs in Nashville with all Nashville players. So that's the original way they were done by one person, and now we have the top Nashville artists re-recording all of them. So.
Awesome. All right, give us a call. We're going to give us away. And you got some books to give away also?
I got books to give away. These are different authors.
I'm telling you.
You're confusing me.
The author train has opened up, and all of these are just guided by stories and spirit and people getting the word out.
If you call in, we'll give you a choice of 4 different authors, 4 different books. I don't know if I want to give this one away.
We've got Frank will be joining us on Friday. That's Joe Corso. This one is, oh, this was the one on, oh, I have to introduce this. This is on narcissistic abuse. We have to get this out.
That
this
book
is
I don't
actually,
want.
this is under
That
an
book I
alias
don't
name,
want.
which
That
is
one you
really
keep over there
interesting.
somewhere.
And then Love Bonnie. But we don't have a whole lot of time, but I do want to touch on, we talked about long-term care and how that can be used as an investment vehicle.
Yep.
So before we wrap up in New York, I want to send this over to Ed. He can give us a little info on what that looks like now.
Well, first, what I do is I've been doing this for Dave Ramsey for a number of years, and I've done a lot of licensing and teaching to other financial planners and attorneys. And I think what people first need to really think about is they need to educate themselves, really understand long-term care. I'm not talking product, I'm not talking how you deal with it, just understand it, because most people have huge misconceptions of what it's about. I'm going to a nursing home. Maybe. But for everyone, that experience is going to be different, and it's how do you make that next season of life a good season or a reasonable season. You know, we see down here in Florida, you see people in wheelchairs, and we see the aged a lot more than you do up north. Up north, they're kind of sheltered away. Well, when during the pandemic in New York, how many of those people just died because they had no options?
Yeah.
And so it's not about the fear. It's not about that. It's just, okay, here's what I need to know. Here's the information. Here's the facts. Great. Then from there, how do I step into what's the choices? What do I want to do? And again, that's really unique to the person and what they're trying to accomplish. But, you know, we think about what we call traditional long-term care, which is no different than you're insuring your car, your house. You're just insuring yourself. And you're providing these revenues and these streams that you can choose to get whatever care, wherever, however you want. There's other options that, which you had touched on, where, you know, shifting a portion of, I'll call it conservative investments over that allow you to cover for long-term care with absolutely no loss, guaranteed, and a huge upside as far as return for long-term care, because long-term care benefits are always paid tax-free if done correctly. You can do it through a number of changes that have happened, a number of vehicles that will actually allow you to use some like 401k money, which was really untouchable. There's some really creative ways you can do that so that you can maybe tap into that to use that money, and it can also allow you to bring a partner or a spouse on that as well, which is really new and different. But it's just creative ways to help people find ways to be able to take care of themselves financially when they need care. And care, again, care can be home care, assisted living, nursing, adult daycare. They've even got a perpetual long-term care cruise. You just cruise all the time.
So time sensitive. If you're younger, you should do it. You get older, it gets more complicated for long-term care.
I think for most people, if you're not investigating it by 50, you're probably doing a disservice because you're starting to come into that next season. But I think 55 to 60 is the optimal time, and the reason why is because your health hasn't changed. Because once your health shifts, options are removed, or you're already in care. And you're starting to plan again for that next season financially. So it allows you to really do that preparation, because all your financial planning in the world, if it's not at least has a portion planned for long-term care, I think you're in a real trouble. Because if you go into care and you follow statistical averages, right now, not even counting inflation, you're looking at about $350,000 a person for care.
Now, can you help people in any state or just Florida? Is licensing different?
Almost every state.
Elise, how about
licensing is different in each state. Some states are different and they have different products and so forth.
What about on Elisa's side? Different?
We're licensed in over a dozen
Use your mic.
states each, about 15
Your
states.
mic?
We're licensed in over 15 states each. So some of our states are a little different because the reason and the way we choose those states is we get referrals.
How about
so
New
we go
York?
ahead
New
and
York and
license
New
in that
Jersey?
state.
New York and New Jersey?
New York, not for what I do.
Okay.
I don't know about the long-term care piece, but I'm licensed in New Jersey, yes.
Okay. So
And I
New
believe
Jersey
you-
works. So what you do is you cross the George Washington Bridge.
Well,
Make a phone call.
You'd be really surprised from state to state how they deal with things and handle it, even though it's across the country. The state that you do things in can make a huge difference.
Right.
Do you guys
Not
have a
only in cost.
website that people can reach out to? Website, phone number?
SecureTodayFinancial.com.
And your next event down here in Florida is?
Tomorrow night?
You got Ruth's Chris?
It is at Ruth's Chris, but someone would need a reservation. I believe tomorrow night's full, but they would have to call us. I can throw out the phone number if that's okay.
Sure.
954-401-1067. And also, Ed does have another website, even though it's linked from our main site. It's called yourltcresource.com. Is that right?
Some more information on that. And you guys, before we wrap up, Cc and Colleen, Freddie's sitting here saying you are potentially going to skyrocket in financial as well as sharing your music.
That's right.
So that's going to open up a whole gamut of things.
You're
for
going to
you
have to be
guys.
ready for that. Well, she, you know.
Just going 1,000 miles a minute, like.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Seeing where where we're at now,
Yeah.
and where I want to be. You know, he just wants to play and perform and all that, but I'm pretty much the one, CFO of this relationship.
Right.
Of, okay, how do we make sure that we're secure when we're ready to retire or just
And
take
it
a break?
involves you. It's going to happen all
Yes.
around you, and sometimes
It's gonna
you got to
happen
make some
fast.
swift decisions quickly.
Things change when you don't even realize they're going to change.
I was in the real estate game in the early 90s, and I sold a lot of paper. I did a lot of houses. I had 48 homes. I did a lot of it, and it all came at me. My ex-wife said, I'm out of here. She couldn't take the pressure because you have to constantly change and move. So, you still not nervous?
No, I'm not nervous at all.
Because he's doing what he loves.
I am 100% nervous.
If you enjoy and love what you do, it's not work. When it becomes work, then you have to rethink of what you do. So
I'm going to stay in touch with you and see how that level goes in the next couple of weeks.
Well, hopefully we'll have like I said, I want a videographer to go with me to get the highs, lows, and then the anxiety part of it.
She has a phone. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I still have to work though.
She's going to be working. She's not going
that's
to
what makes me the money.
That may
to-
change.
Yeah.
We'll see.
More to
We'll see how
come
that works.
when you love what you do. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to wrap up this segment with WGHT. We're going to go to the news and flip over because on our next hour we've got Veronica Green, one of our hosts of our Saturday Kids Television Network, Veggie Vero. There's a new cookbook out. She's got a food segment. Just what you may not love, but you might learn to love.
What?
We're working with raw zucchini for
Oh.
kids. So healthy food and healthy eating on a budget.
I love it.
All about getting healthy.
I'm in love
So
with
we got you
zucchini.
some long-term care. We got you some financial planning
gonna
at
need
about
some
60
long-term
and
care.
some good food.
And short-term care.
And music. What else do you need?
If you're married, get long-term care. Trust me on that.
Have a great day, everyone. Stay tuned on the other side of this hour for more to come with the Brooklyn Cafe Show and to WGHT. We will see you and hear you next week.
We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Do you need a strong cup of coffee to get you through your day? Try your very own Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee, the official coffee of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can pick up a bag from us, or two. Contact us at 866-224-5422, or just stop on by. We're at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, Suite 13. Come on in, grab a bag of our signature Brooklyn Cafe coffee. The cafe doors are always open.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
I'm Heidi Wild, and the only moisturizer I use on my skin is Javon's Desired Radiance. Javon's quality starts with producing the goat milk of the blue herd. It could make your skin look and feel younger and more radiant, just like mine. And now, there's a Javon's Desired Radiance for men, too. Order now and find out for yourself at javon.com.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. the distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Bright, bold, beautiful. Audrey Omart creates artwork pieces that make a statement in any room. Using ethically sourced material, these handmade artworks are made in collaboration with divine higher power. This unique method gives vision, passion, and energy to every piece. Find Audrey Omart's work at the Brooklyn Cafe Studios or audreynow.com. Audrey Omart, art that opens the heart.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter right over here that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you right now. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And hey, we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws, and we'll fight really hard to save your money. So, if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time right now can save you thousands of dollars. And the best part, it's a free call, so please call right now.
Call 800-651-4808.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Steve Bannon, a former top advisor in Donald Trump's White House, recently told the White House panel investigating the Capitol riot that he would be willing to testify since Donald Trump now says he won't cite executive privilege. David Alexander reports.
Bannon previously defied a subpoena from the committee and is awaiting trial on criminal contempt charges. His attorney wrote on his behalf in the letter this weekend that circumstances have now changed. It's unclear if Bannon now also plans to comply with the committee's demand for documents.
Russian rockets destroyed a high-rise residential building in the city of Chasivar in eastern Ukraine on Sunday, killing at least 15 people, Ukrainian officials said. Harry Michaels reports.
Ukraine's State Emergency Service said in a statement that the bodies of 15 people were found after a residential block was destroyed by rocket fire and that 5 people were rescued from the rubble. Rescuers have made verbal contact with 3 more people trapped under debris and are making efforts to try to reach them, the State Emergency Service said.
A local official from Brazil's leftist opposition Workers' Party was shot dead by a federal prison guard shouting support for the right-wing president, according to a state civil police report and a witness.
Leftist former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva is the PT's presidential candidate and currently leads Bolsonaro in polls. Bolsonaro, who has long railed against Lula and his leftist allies, has floated the idea of not accepting any election loss, citing unfounded claims of election fraud and problems with Brazil's widely respected electronic voting system.
Chinese authorities on Sunday violently dispersed a peaceful protest by hundreds of depositors who sought in vain to demand their life savings back from banks that have run into deepening cash crisis.
They will squash them, but for how long? Because they're also a very populous state with over almost 1.5 billion people. So it's very difficult to squash so many people.
This is the latest news headlines. At least 5 people were injured, one critically, when gunfire erupted early Sunday at a large pop-up party on New York City's famed Coney Island Boardwalk, authorities said. A large crowd was gathered for a pop-up party on the beachside boardwalk at 21st Street when at least one person pulled out a gun and started shooting, police said. It was not immediately clear what prompted the gunfire. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer has tested positive for COVID-19, his spokesman said. The New York senator's infections were confirmed by a test he took as a part of a regular test regime, his spokesman Justin Goodman said in a statement. The leader is fully vaccinated and double boosted and has very mild symptoms, Goodman said. Schumer will quarantine for a week, in which he will work remotely. A pregnant woman got a ticket for driving in the HOV lane. Now she plans to fight in court in light of the Roe versus Wade decision.
Is there somebody else in the car? And looking around, I said, well, yes, there is. And he said, well, where? As he's peeking in the car, and I pointed to my stomach. I was like, we're right here. And so I just kind of was in shock. And I was like, well, in light of everything that's happened, and I'm not trying to make a huge political stance here, but do you understand that this is a baby? And he kind of just brushed me off and asked me to go to the other officer to get my citation.
14 people were killed and 3 others are in critical condition after unknown gunmen opened fire at a tavern in Soweto, South Africa. Police said they're investigating reports that a group of men arrived in a minibus taxi and started shooting at patrons in a bar late Saturday night. South African Police's colonel said the group of men armed with rifles and 9mm pistols entered the tavern and started shooting randomly at patrons who were sitting inside. And that's the latest news headlines. I'm Alan Edwards.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
More to come.
More to come.
Ed and Elise, we will see you guys soon.
Friday.
We'll set something up. Bye, you guys. Awesome.
Good stuff. You see, it's nice when a thing comes together. You know, I definitely am looking out as much as I can, not only presently, but for the future. Because, I mean, you know, you've been through a whole lot, and she's been there with you. And it's a nice thing that you have people that you can trust and rely on. And the more you get to know them, when that day hits, good stuff will come. And, you know, you're going to have some decisions to make. It's just what happens when you grow.
Phew. That's all I can tell you. Sometimes you leave me speechless, but it was a great hour on WGHT. Now we're going to move on over to some healthy food.
Now, before you go over there, this is why I try to explain to Josh. Opportunity comes. If you don't answer the bell, it may never come again.
So what would you like to do?
I want Josh to talk to Cc, get that whole thing together.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to go down to Margaritaville, where we've been invited at, not Margaritaville.
Plant-based Mafia?
No, the winery in Miami.
Schnebley's?
Schnebley's. And do a little something down there when he gets back and he's relaxed. And I want Josh to be with us, playing with his group down there. I have a whole lot of wants.
You guys can use both cameras. Josh and Mill, you guys can take one on the food and one on Veronica if you wanted to take care of that situation.
Now, one of the things that I always wanted was to have a children's television network that does cartoons and does what she does, and we're going to get into that in a second. But this has been going on for us for a long time, where I wanted kids to be able to wake up in the morning on Saturday and learn something. You know, I learned English, believe it or not, from cartoons, because my parents were Latino and they didn't speak too much English, and I had to learn those words. So if we can teach something, I don't care if it was one thing on a Saturday, eating correctly, I think it's important. So I'm glad that she's here today.
I'm glad she's here also because she is one of our OGs on our kids television network. We've got Veronica Green, the creator of Veggie Vero, our whole series of children vegan-friendly books and lessons to be learned. She also works at the Delray Beach Children's Garden, which is a beautiful garden that you need to take your kids. Maybe not when it's so hot. Maybe you'll wait to take the boys when it cools off a little bit. But you got to check it out. And the segments every Saturday that air are beautiful. She reads a book. There's a craft. You get to see the garden and really get immersed in what it's like to be kid-friendly again. And today, she's still writing her kid-friendly cookbook. So we've got Veronica Green joining us at Veggie Vero, and Veggie Vero's Kids Cookbook is what's coming out next. Welcome back, Veronica.
Hi, thank you for having me back. Good to be here.
It is such a pleasure. How is the recipe book going?
It's coming along. I'm super excited. It's always a process because it's not just the writing. There's also illustrations involved since it's a children's book. So, waiting for everything to come together. Collaborations always take time. So it's getting there slowly but surely. I'm hoping that sometime in the fall I'll be able to publish it and maybe have a book release party at the garden.
How many recipes?
Well, so far I have 12.
Wow.
And yeah, it's one of these things that I'm kind of just as I go, I'm making decisions as I go along. I haven't mapped out every detail yet. So I don't know if I'm going to stop at 12 or keep going. I mean, there's so many things you can make with kids, just easy, healthy, plant-based things that you could do at home with the little ones. And a lot of them don't even require stovetop. That's one of the big things. Like every time I come here, we're making things pretty much raw. You don't have to fire up a grill or get the stovetop ready. It's just easy, raw things that you can plop on the kitchen table and make with your kids.
Well, the tacos that you did, the lettuce wraps a couple weeks ago, they devoured them. They loved them.
They ate the plate.
And Josh is vegan or vegetarian.
Awesome.
Josh eats.
I'm sure he'll appreciate a lot of these
So
recipes.
Josh doesn't eat a whole lot when he's here, Veronica. So I told him he's got to sit out here with you today because I think everything you're making is right up his alley. How do you get kids, though, to eat zucchini?
Well, I will show you. It's you got to make it fun. We're going to be making zucchini noodle pesto, as the kids like to call it, zoodle pesto. If you don't know what zoodles are, it's zucchini noodles. And the only thing is that you'll need a spiralizer. These are really, really, I mean, you can find them anywhere. You can get them online. I think Bed Bath & Beyond has them too. They're like $10. It's one of the best little tools you can have in your kitchen if you have kids. And even if you don't have kids. I mean, this is I use it all the time. But yeah, you spiralize the zucchini and then it's super fun for the kids to eat.
You guys eat zucchini raw fruit? No.
You made today.
You made today, absolutely.
You
All
never
right,
know.
Give it
Never
a
say
try, take
never.
a bite.
So let's get into the recipe, and we're going to try and re-air this recipe on Saturday. So we'll clip it and do what we got to do with it and put it out on Saturday for the kids to see.
Yeah, and if we have time, I have a second one as well.
Yep, absolutely.
So I'll start with the zoodles, though. So we're good to start?
Yep, let's do it.
All right. So you will need, obviously, a nice organic washed zucchini. And can you guys hear me okay on this mic?
Yep.
Okay. So you're going to chop off the end of your zucchini.
Nice shot, guys.
Maybe, I'm actually just going to chop it in half and just use half of it here. And I'm going to get my little serving bowl. Actually, this will be my serving bowl. And when you're making it with the little ones, I like to start with the actual noodle making because it's just the most fun part. And then after this, we make the pesto sauce. Okay, so you stick one end, you stick the zucchini into one end, and you just twist.
Huh. With the skin on.
With the skin on. So zucchini is very high in vitamin C, vitamin A, fiber, antioxidants. It's a really healthy vegetable. And a lot of those nutrients are found in the skin. So you really don't want to get rid of the skin, if possible. Okay, so when you do this, what you kind of end up with is just big, long, giant strands. So you're going to have to break them up a little bit. And then you get this fun little spiral piece, too.
Josh,
a
you like
unicorn
zucchini?
horn. Okay, so then you can just take your long strands and pretty much just break them apart into like more bite-sized pieces.
It's fascinating to me how it can be so easy, yet fun for kids.
Yeah. No, she makes it look easy.
She does make it look easy.
I almost lost a finger the last time I...
Okay. I did just wash my hands, by the way. I know I'm touching all this stuff with my bare hands. Okay, so now I'm going to put this aside, and we're going to make the pesto. I'll put it over here.
You know, herbs are so expensive right now at the grocery store. You get a package of herbs that if you don't use them, and they're $10, they go bad. So are people better off growing their own, like in an herb garden and going to the garden?
Well, I definitely think it's always better to grow your own if you can. I just plucked these from the garden earlier today, so this is freshly picked. I mean, it saves you money. You actually know where it comes from. You know that it hasn't been sprayed with anything. There's nothing like growing your own. And then you attract butterflies and all types of fun things into your garden. Because remember, most of these herbs flower, and flowers attract pollinators. Like basil will eventually flower. It'll give you a flower.
And what is that? Is that basil?
Yeah, this is basil. Sorry, this is basil. So you're going to just take a bundle of basil and just start ripping it off the stem and putting it into your bowl. I'm going to use a mortar and pestle to kind of just grind it up and kind of unlock those flavors of the basil. Of course, you can put this in a food processor. It'll be a lot quicker, but not as fun for little ones. It's always really fun for the little ones to use the mortar and pestle and grind it all up. And it smells so good.
Use that in the lab. So you're just taking the leaves, not the stems?
Yeah, just the leaves.
You will bring your lamb one.
And matter of fact, before I grind it all up, I'm just going to chop it a little bit with the knife into little tiny bitty pieces. And when you're cooking with the little ones, you can give them I recommend one of these type of plastic serrated knives. They are pretty sharp, they'll cut, but you know, it's safer so you don't get any hand injuries. Okay, so now I have it pretty chopped, but I'm still gonna use this mortar and pestle to grind it up and really kind of unlock that basil flavor.
It's amazing, old school, it's still good.
Do you use mortar and pestle?
No, what my grandfather always did.
In Puerto Rico, we used to use something called el pilón, which is the wooden one, and you used to grind it, and it was a wooden. I still have one.
My grandfather's a pharmacist, so he used it all the time.
I use it all the time. So you got this with penicillin attached to it.
Interesting, right?
It's a great fine motor skill for kids too, to learn how to do this, because it requires like a pushing and a twisting, and you start to see it all come together. Now, I will. Okay, so this is going to be the rest of our pesto sauce. So we're going to add olive oil, right? You need olive oil for your pesto. I'm going to add salt, some pink Himalayan sea salt, and I'm going to add also garlic powder and black pepper. Now, fresh garlic, nothing beats fresh garlic. I would recommend using that. But if you're making it with children, sometimes garlic can be pretty strong, and if they touch it and then they touch their eyes, you know, it can turn into a whole thing. So garlic powder is safe, and it'll still be delicious.
Speaks like she's been through it, right?
Like she knows what the kids are doing. And do you try these recipes with them at the garden?
I have made, yeah, I've made this at the garden, and this is one that's going to be in the book as well. So you've got your olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, basil. Now, when you have pesto, traditionally it will have little bits of like Parmesan cheese and things like that in it. We're doing a plant-based, so we're not going to use cheese. I'm going to take some hemp seeds, and that's going to give it that kind of texture that the Parmesan normally would.
What do hemp seeds taste like?
Very nutty. You're welcome to try some if you'd like. They taste kind of nutty.
Daniel, ever had a hemp seed?
They're super healthy. They're very high in protein.
hemp seeds. I'm assuming they're from the hemp plant?
Yeah, they're from the hemp plant, and they're really high in protein. They're actually considered a superfood.
No THC?
Hemp.
No.
Well, no, you have to ask these
especially
questions
not
because
for a kid's recipe.
Well, but I want to clarify that they're hemp seeds.
Yeah,
and they're
no,
healthy
that's a
for
fair
kids.
point. If somebody has never worked with hemp seeds before,
Right.
it does come from the hemp plant, but it's totally safe to eat for everybody. It's actually a superfood and no THC. Okay, so now sunflower seeds are going to give it that crunch that you want from pesto. You could use pine nuts too, which are fine as long as you don't have any allergies. I tend to go to sunflower seeds a lot because a lot of people have nut allergies. I don't, but when I'm making recipes at the garden and stuff, there's a lot of little ones who can't do nuts. So sunflower seeds are a great alternative. And I'm grinding them, crushing them up. If you don't have one of these fancy crushers, you can just use the bottom of a jar or something, whatever you gotta do just to crush them up.
That reminds me of my mother used to beat the
meat?
beef and make a small dish for 16 people.
And how is this recipe on budget friendliness?
Yeah, good question.
Well, zucchini is like $2 for a pound. And a lot of these seasonings you probably already have in your pantry. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, sunflower seeds and hemp seeds. I mean, hemp seeds are a little pricey, but it's optional. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. And olive oil you probably already have. So, I mean, I would say it's pretty budget friendly.
Pretty budget friendly. Josh,
Yeah.
ever had hemp seeds? You like pesto?
All right, so now I'm adding the sunflower seeds crushed into the mixture here. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon because that's a staple in pesto. And this is another one that, you probably want to just be mindful when the kids are using the lemon that they know that it can sting. If they have cuts, to be mindful of that, or if they have, you don't put it too close to your face because it could squirt out, get in your eye. And these are all things that are good for kids to learn. This is part of cooking, part of being in the kitchen, knowing what things can be pokey and stingy and all those things.
And they can pull a lot of this from the garden, right? If you've got lemons, if you've got the basil, it gives them a whole activity to actually pull and go shopping and teach them everything.
We actually have a lime tree growing right now in the garden. We could use lime too instead of lemon if you want.
This is like a giant chemistry set. Remember growing up, you always wanted a chemistry set? But this you can eat. That stuff we used to make, you couldn't
And I
eat.
guess the pesto, wow, look at that. You can keep it for a long time in your fridge and put it on anything.
Oh yeah, it is so delicious. And I'm making a very small amount. You could make it in a much bigger quantity and store it in the fridge. You could actually freeze it. I've seen people put this mixture into freezer, what are they called, ice trays, and make chunks, pesto chunks frozen. And then you can just take them out whenever you need, throw them in the saucepan, and they'll, defrost. Okay, so that you can stop there, but there's one little secret ingredient that I always like to add. When I'm making something savory, oftentimes I'll add a little tiny bit of maple syrup.
Maple syrup?
Yes, it gives it, I don't know what, just something. That little bit of sweetness contrasted with the savory is so delicious, but not a lot. You don't want to overdo it because you don't want it to be too sweet. Just a pinch, a drop, I should say. And please spend the extra money and buy organic, real maple syrup. Do not invest in that high fructose corn syrup garbage that doesn't even come from a maple tree. Real organic maple syrup. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit.
There's so much more education out now on things. When I was telling you the other day, last night, when you raise your kids, you think you're doing the right thing, but then you don't know until you don't know. I didn't know from organic anything when I was grocery shopping for my kids.
Well, Gio told me not to buy ketchup that had corn syrup, just like she mentioned.
We told you that a long time ago.
So I went through the whole Publix looking for one that didn't. It's not easy. You got to go to the organic section.
But we didn't know then what we know now.
I know, but now you know.
Now we know. You know what you know.
I didn't know that maple syrup came with fructose, or corn syrup. I didn't know that either. So that's the end of that.
And then you just mix it up with the zucchini noodles?
Yep, I'm going to do a little taste test just to make sure it's where I want it to be.
Now, isn't this the stuff they put in tomato sauce when you're making meatballs and spaghetti a la pasta or something? Don't they put this in?
Pesto?
Yeah. Do they put it?
It's usually pesto's by itself.
Ah, okay. I could put this in a million
And you
places.
can put pesto on a ton of things, but they don't typically, I don't think, put pesto on meatballs. All right, Josh, this is all you.
All right, so
Josh
the
is actually gonna
pesto
eat
is going
today.
in.
Look at Josh. How you
We
do?
worry about you. We work you so hard, and we're like, you got to eat.
How you do?
You're very good.
Do you have a fork? I actually forgot to bring a fork.
Yep, we're going to get some forks.
Yeah.
We got them in the back.
Underneath the microwave.
So you can see the end result is a beautiful pesto noodle dish.
And you don't have to cook the noodle. You don't have to cook the zucchini at all. Just
No,
crunchy
you
raw.
can. I mean, of course,
You could
I feel
blanch
like
it or
everything is
something,
more
I guess.
delicious when you cook it, but you can totally eat it raw. It's perfectly healthy to
See,
eat raw.
that's the problem I have with zucchini. I gotta cook it.
You can cook it. We
Yeah,
just
you
don't
can
have
cook
it here cooked, but you can
I'm
totally
just
cook it.
giving examples of easy things that you can do with kids. Like if you don't necessarily want to, do actual stovetop cooking.
You guys do some testing. Go ahead.
Yeah, military secret ops.
Secret Ops and Josh, and then we're going to take a commercial break. I love that you're doing this all for kids, which is so great, because the more we teach our kids and
This
the
goes with
earlier
the
we
meat.
get them, the earlier we get the kids in the kitchen eating healthy, the more it becomes a lifestyle.
If they like doing it, you keep them off the streets. Why not? I mean, this is
How
really
is
the
it?
road to go.
Good?
Where is it? Let me
Really,
see his
he's like,
face.
it's really good.
You like it?
Awesome.
It's something you'll eat.
Yeah, I would add like tomatoes, chop up some cherry tomatoes, put them in there. I would definitely dress it up more,
I
but
can see that.
there you go.
Military?
Yeah.
If the guys
Awesome.
like it,
It's got to be delicious.
if it's
they
guy
like it.
approved, exactly. Nice job, Veronica. How do
you.
people get your books and find your website and all that information?
Yeah, so my books are all available on veggievero.com, and all my social media links are on there. And actually, there's a link on my website right now to register for a cooking class, a kids cooking class that I'm hosting on August 6th. It's going to be at Aguacate Animal Sanctuary in Miami. I know it's a little bit of a drive for most of my local followers, but it's a really beautiful place. It's definitely worth the drive. They have all the animals you can check out. Most of them are rescues, and they have their whole story posted, laminated, so that you can see where they came from. And they have a vegan cafe on site, and like lots of shaded areas, and they have a whole botanical walkthrough area where you can see all different types of plants. And we're going to make a tropical fruit salad.
And we
August
have that
6th.
flyer up also as well. So we're going to take a commercial break. More to come. Veggie Vero, Veronica Green. You can find all of her books. New recipe book coming up. And August 6th is cooking. And she's also at the Delray Beach Children's Garden. So when we get back from commercial break, well, it's okay. Go eat. We'll get. Oh, it's gone.
I got to start bringing
It's like,
larger
do we let him
quantities.
eat or is he going to play the guitar? We're not quite sure what he's going to
What
do.
do you mean it's gone?
He ate. They ate it all. He was hungry.
It wasn't even 2 minutes.
It was about 30 seconds. I was like, oh, we're not going to send him out on the guitar, but he ate quickly. All right.
I'm shocked.
More to come. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Creative, enchanting, whimsical. Artist Gina Bella is always creating artwork based on real stories and emotions, expressed through Italian papers, paints, flowers, metals, and clay. Her feelings and stories come to life. Complete with glittery diamond dust over paintings and pottery, Gina Bella is always creating new pieces and commissions. You can find her work in staging homes, family Christian bookstores, New Jersey boutiques, and the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery, where she offers personal guided tours of her latest art pieces. Gina can also be found hosting weekend art camps, where she teaches adults and children pottery, painting, and jewelry. For more information on Gina Bella and her art, contact livinglifeartfully@gmail.com or give a call to 954-857-5444. We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Brooklyn Cafe TV show. Whether you enjoy watching in the mornings or afternoons, you can now watch with your favorite merchandise. Choose from the Brooklyn Cafe t-shirts, ranging from sizes small to 3XL. Colors available include black, dark heather, and navy. Feeling chilly? Just check out our latest hoodie with over 9 colors to choose from. Sip on some Brooklyn Cafe coffee with Dawn and Freddie in a matching mug as seen on set. Brooklyn hats and special seasonal items are always popping up and available upon request. To purchase, you can visit our online store at brooklyncafe.tv/shop. Happy shopping!
Are you ready to relax and unwind? Come visit the Spa Facial on Ocean Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale Beach. We offer facial therapy, body treatments, waxing, men's spa treatments, and so much more. Our spa services are a great way to take a step back from the bustle of everyday life. Come take a break with us. We guarantee our all-natural products will bring you to pure tranquility. Call us today at 954-213-5034 or visit our website, thespafacial.info.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. I am so glad today we got an early start. Where are we headed anyway?
Who knows? Wherever this glorious day takes us, and we'll take Don Pablo along too. Rich and flavorful with low acidity and notes of caramel. No matter where you're going or where you end up, Don Pablo never disappoints.
Excuse me, is that Don Pablo coffee?
Sure is.
Do you have any more?
Sure do. Then hop in.
No matter where life takes you, Don Pablo Coffee is always there to pick you up.
Coffee News is a fun, family-friendly weekly publication provided free to restaurants, coffee shops, and waiting areas for customers to enjoy. Grow your business today through the power of effective, affordable advertising. Coffee News is an active marketing medium specializing in the ongoing weekly promotion of your business. This builds awareness for your company so you become known as the leader of your industry and develop brand awareness so people think of you first when they want your services or products. Maximize your visibility and achieve outstanding results. For more information on Coffee News, contact Sunrise Coffee News at mail.com or give them a call at 954-951-7870.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, CEO of MyPillow. Retailers, shopping channels, and now even banks have tried to cancel myself and MyPillow. During these times, your support has meant everything to us. So my employees and I want to personally thank each and every one of you by passing the savings directly on to you. We're selling the best products ever for the best prices ever. For example, we have my towels with proprietary technology which makes them soft and absorbent. Towels that work, what a concept. They're made with USA cotton and come in a variety of awesome colors. My 6-piece towel set is regularly $109.99, now just $39.99 with your promo code. I support this show, and I would like to offer you our biggest discounts for listening. So please go to our website, mypillow.com, and put in the promo code at the end of this message to get the biggest discounts. Again, thanks for listening, and God bless.
Call 800-883-1046 and use promo code CAFESLEEP.
Bright, bold, beautiful. Audrey Omart creates artwork pieces that make a statement in any room. Using ethically sourced material, these handmade artworks are made in collaboration with divine higher power. This unique method gives vision, passion, and energy to every piece. Find Audrey Omart's work at the Brooklyn Cafe Studios or audreynow.com. Audrey Omart, art that opens the heart.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Mr. Josh. Playing it up.
He had lunch. He's good to go. They both like the zucchini. Veronica's setting up for another recipe, and while she's taking care of all of that, let's head over here to Cc and Colleen and see what's going on for their road trip.
Now that road trip, there's a book written in that road trip that they got planned.
People like road trips. Do you like road trips?
Not the way they're doing it.
No.
Dog?
We typically fly, but just.
What about an RV? Oh, you want to save on the gas?
Yeah, see her. Yeah. It's if we didn't have the puppy, it would be it'd still be bad because she doesn't like being in the car for more than 3 hours. Yeah, I crawl out of my skin. So we have a 13-hour drive.
Where are you going?
We're going to see my mom first in Bristol, Tennessee, for a couple days. Then we're going to go from Bristol, Tennessee to Nashville for 4 days for songwriting, recording, and then it's a surprise trip somewhere else for somebody for 4 days. For 4 days.
Who's it a surprise for? You?
It's like we can't.
Or the person you're going to see.
They watched the show.
Oh, you know where you're going though.
Yeah,
I thought you were surprising Colleen.
No. No. She gets everything I do. I can't surprise her for nothing.
Well, it's a surprise trip. It's going to be a lot of fun. You like road trips?
I love road trips.
You do?
I drove from New York to Florida like 20 times.
The problem with road trips is getting out of Florida. You need some water.
I got it.
Getting out of Florida is the hardest part because then you got the rest stops. And the rest stops aren't close enough when you got to go, you got to go. You want to take a break?
No, go ahead.
Oh, then you have to veer off at 95 and you get all...
Stop, you're making me tear.
And then you got Subway and the gas stations. You got to go to a bathroom. It's a whole thing. These are places in Florida that I would never venture to unless I was on a road trip.
Now you know why you can't go on the road.
Because you can't go to these.
There's a problem with allergies, man.
It was an apple.
There's something called African dust in the air.
That was an apple.
And it's triggering my allergies.
The apple is?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
The bad part about Florida is Florida is the longest part of the trip. It's like 6 hours to get out of Florida.
You got to take a plane to get out of Florida, and then in Georgia, and then drive.
That's right. So we actually looked at the flights from Fort Lauderdale to North Carolina to drive from North Carolina and do the rest of it. And it was like a flight from Fort Lauderdale to Orlando, have 2 hour layover to go to North Carolina. I was like,
Well, how much was it?
It was, well, with all of our travel that we've been doing, it would have been for free. It would have been for free, but then the dog and the rental car would have been the same price as us going.
Yeah, but bro, 2 hours, you go get something to eat. You hang out in Orlando and you love it. And you chill out and you take your guitar and you play and then you get on a plane.
Yeah.
You know what it is to do this for, I don't know how many hours you're planning on driving.
One of us may not come back. 13 hours, yeah.
Your legs, your back, and some other pieces in between.
Well, how about
they'll
Paul
never
and
be
his
the
wife
same.
just drove up to New Jersey? That's 24 hours.
Listen, all I'm saying is you are an entertainer. You need your wheels.
Oh, I know it.
And doing this drive, if you get for free on a plane, man, you be creative for 2 hours. Be creative. Guarantee you can sit on the tarmac, start singing, you'll have a crowd. Just pass the hat.
I could throw a hat down there and make some tips for
Of
a while.
course.
You know? Yeah.
We're going to use this as a bonding experience.
Yeah.
Our time alone before the big kickoff of the tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to see how long that lasts.
It's going to bond for about 3 hours when I fall asleep and she's driving. So, yeah.
Is your mic inside your shirt again?
Hello. I'm hitting a mic. That's because I was coughing. It's all good now.
Josh, you're going to practice while they're gone?
I try to practice every day. I don't make it every day, but I try my best. 8-3.
I just sent Josh a set list that we can get together and do your charity show, and we can put on a big concert for it.
He's already labeled it.
The
Don't
charity
call it
show?
a charity show. You call it.
Oh, well, what?
What is it? Spangles? Schnebley's. It's the
Oh,
Schnebley's
okay.
concert.
Well, whatever show it is
Let's
for.
call it Schnebley's.
Yeah.
Because you call it charity, we're gonna have people.
You know,
call
I
it.
can't pronounce what you just said. So.
Schnebley's.
Schnebley's.
He can't pronounce it either, so don't worry.
They have a winery and everything. down
Whatever
there.
concert you were talking about, where I just gave Josh and his group some like 28 songs to learn.
You talked to your band yesterday?
Yeah.
How'd
Yeah.
they feel? Don't give me
I
that
got,
yeah.
that kind of read that right
it's a
there.
little different songs than he's used to playing, so we'll see how he does with it. I'm
You
sure
know,
he does good.
He had his the music in his headphones so loud that it's muted,
Yep.
but I could hear it over here. Right? You could hear it?
Oh, I can hear it, yeah.
But it's all good.
But that's the way us musicians do. You know, we lose our hearing. We go to a show and my ears are ringing for 2 weeks, and then it's good, and then we get back to it. And you know, they want us to use the inner ears.
Yeah.
You know, they're
You gotta wear
expensive.
them.
I have to get some. I think they're like $1,500 a piece.
Really?
For the good
For
ones,
the really good
that they mold to your ears and they go through. So it's expensive.
I'm gonna give you a little hint. You take some wax, put it in your ear, let it dry, take it out. Works the same way.
Yeah, but then you can't hear the music.
Well, you got to get the electronic part of it too.
We'll figure that out later. Stick it in the wax.
All right, we got another recipe heading over there with Veronica Green. We're making
killing me.
zucchini boats. Would you like some water?
No, but you're killing. What's in that apple?
It's a red apple.
You know what? It's not. I'm dying here.
I didn't give you any hemp seeds. Veronica, ever seen anything like this?
Would you
I
like
have
some
a-
hemp seeds?
I have allergies.
I don't know if it's going to help with allergies, but it can't hurt.
I got tremendous allergies. All right, let's get to
All right, let's see what a zucchini boat looks like.
Okay, so we're going to start with our zucchini, of course. Cut off the little tip, the little end. And we're going to slice it long ways right down the middle. Okay, so now you see the inside, and you want to take a spoon and actually scrape out a bunch of the middle part. So again, this is another fine motor skill for kids to learn how to do scraping with a spoon.
Wow, look at that.
You can also do something similar to this with cucumber.
Don't faint.
Okay, so then you have this pile of mush. I will push that off to the side.
Are you going to be using that later?
No, that's kind of food scraps. Why, you want it?
No. I want to know, you know.
No, I'm not using this.
Okay.
Okay, so this is going to be our little boat.
That's your
Now we
boat.
have to make the filling. So I'm going to put this to the side, and you want to grab a mixing bowl. Let me actually...
Where did you learn these recipes?
I kind of made them up on my own. I mean, not that I was the first to ever do zucchini boats. If you look online, there's lots of different recipes for zucchini boats, but I kind of came up with the ideas of my own. I'm thinking, like, what are something that you can do with kids that doesn't require, like, a lot of cooking? And I just go down my mental list of, like, vegetables and fruits and different things, and I don't know, I've developed a niche for it, I guess. So, okay, let's make our filling. Now, this will require a little bit of preparation because this has to be cooked in advance. This is quinoa. We're going to do a quinoa kidney bean filling, okay, with a special sauce, and I'll tell you what the sauce is made out of. So you're going to put the quinoa right into your mixing bowl. And matter of fact, I should probably make 2 of these, right, since we have some hungry producers here?
Yeah. Yeah.
I might as well use both sides, so let me actually scrape this one out.
Both sides of the boat.
2 boats.
Food scraps. Remember growing up we would eat potato skins? And they'd fill it with beef and cheese and all kinds of bad things. This is the new version of that. A zucchini boat with healthy food options.
I only started eating potato skins in Florida. I never did that in New York.
Really?
Never.
It was a staple at TGI Fridays.
So now we have 2 boats. All right, let's go back to our filling now. So quinoa is it's usually classified as a grain, but really what it is the seeds of the quinoa plant. So quinoa is a plant that's grown, and when you harvest it, you're harvesting for the seeds. That's what's the edible part. And it's very, very high in protein. It's one of the highest protein plant-based things, highest in protein. So it has a very nutty flavor. Of course, if you don't have quinoa or don't want to use quinoa, you can do rice, maybe brown rice or something like
What
that.
is quinoa? Isn't that a special type of rice?
It's the seeds of the quinoa plant.
Seeds, okay.
But when you eat it, though, it doesn't taste crunchy like seeds. You cook it the same way you would cook rice. And I'll let you taste it if you want, Freddie. You haven't tasted any of my recipes.
Okay, quinoa and me don't have a relationship. You ever have
So
quinoa?
now I'm adding red beans, red kidney beans. You could use any type of beans that you want for this.
Beans I like.
Okay.
Beans are delicious.
Kind of a healthier take on rice and beans, right? We're doing quinoa with beans.
I had that before.
And again, this one takes a little bit of preparation because you want to have the beans, either pre-cooked, or if you wanted to use low sodium canned, that's okay too. But the quinoa would need to be pre-made. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we're going to talk about my secret sauce.
Now that salt that you're using, that's the pink Himalayan salt?
Yeah, pink Himalayan salt.
Which has a lot of flavor.
It really does.
More than any other salt, this is the best salt to cook with.
I love it for cooking, yeah.
Yeah, this is the best. And you know how sometimes you like to put salt on popcorn and stuff? This stuff is like magic. And it's good for you too.
Mm-hmm. And I'm using ground cumin, just a little bit.
You know ground cumin? You ever had it?
Yes, I use it when I make sweet potatoes.
I'm going to
These are
take
all
a little
good
bit
stuff for you to know you
of
need.
Asking who?
red cabbage.
Hey, asking me. Just tell me.
This is just going to give it a little,
I don't think that's true.
a little pop of color and a little crunch and a little added nutritional benefits. The red cabbage. I need a bigger mixing bowl, actually. Let me dump this.
That grows a cabbage.
What's the hardest part writing the book? The recipes, the illustrations?
The hardest part is condensing the steps into very easy to understand things, because I'm trying to make it kid friendly. I don't want it to be a super wordy book, like a whole page of just all text.
Right.
It's a lot of illustrations. You see Veggie Vero and the different characters from her books doing things, cooking together. It's heavy on illustrations, and then there's the ingredients list and the steps to make the food. So I'm trying to really condense everything and not make it super wordy. But I have so much to say about each recipe. So the hardest part is eliminating words.
Do you self-publish?
Yes, I self-publish.
How do you explain quinoa to children? What's the age on this book going to be?
How do you explain what?
Quinoa.
Quinoa.
Quinoa?
Yeah.
I mean, you could say it's a healthier version of rice. Basically, it's like another type of grain. It's a healthier version of rice. It's higher in protein, better for our bodies. I mean, the truth is that it's the seeds of the quinoa plant, and that a child can understand that. I mean, we eat other types of seeds. We eat sunflower seeds. We eat chia seeds. These are all seeds that were harvested from the plants that we're growing. So.
And what is the age of the children that these recipes are built for?
I like to say 4 and up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's younger than I thought. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
good.
I mean, the younger they are, the more assistance they might need. I mean, in our homeschool group, we even have some 3-year-olds, and they make their little recipes. It's very sweet to see them learning how to use all the utensils and.
So
cabbage,
Rowan
cumin.
could do this.
Rowan could totally do this.
Okay, so I have quinoa, the red beans, the cabbage. I'm going to add a little bit of cilantro.
I heard there was a shortage of cilantro. Is that true?
I've heard that too. I don't know.
You're for
I'm not
real?
really sure. I don't know the details of that.
How can there be a shortage of cilantro?
Because it's being used all over the place and everything else. Everybody has eaten them all the restaurants, everything. I mean, the flavor in cilantro is
You like
tremendous.
cilantro?
Me? No.
Yeah, and if you don't like cilantro, because some people don't like the way it tastes, you can, of course, skip this. This is optional, or you can replace it with a different, herb. You can use culantro. You can use dill, parsley.
Josh, would you make this?
If I knew how to. Yeah, if I knew how
Easy
to, I would
enough?
make it. Yeah.
Okay.
These are some of the things that you would work with.
So So this mix is pretty much done. Now the last step is just adding the sauce, which is going to give it the real pop of flavor.
It looks like peanut butter.
And what's in the sauce?
So the sauce, I made it yesterday at home, but you can make this easily with your kids. It's a combination of tahini, which is ground sesame seeds. It's very healthy. There's only one ingredient. It's just ground sesame seeds. Apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of maple syrup. Those three
easy
things.
enough.
Tahini, apple cider vinegar, and maple syrup.
Sounds
so
good, right?
what you get is this really creamy, nutty, but like sweet at the same time dressing. And you can put this on lots of different things, but I'm just going to mix it right in. And this will give it so much flavor. And then that's it. Then you just add it into the boats and enjoy.
All about the presentation. I think I could just eat it with a spoon.
Yeah, you could just totally eat it with a spoon.
Would you guys eat that? They're looking at each other.
So is all your recipes like low in calories?
Pretty much. I mean, because when you're cooking plant-based tends to be low in calories, unless you're doing like processed vegan stuff. But when you're doing raw plant-based things, most vegetables are high in the nutrients and all the good stuff, but low in the calories. Because like when you talk about protein, for example, of course we all know you can get protein from meat, from animal products, but then it's also high in the cholesterol and the fats and the bad stuff that comes along with that. So when you're getting protein from something like quinoa, it's high in protein and nutrients, but low in calories and bad stuff.
Would you eat that?
What?
What she just made?
I don't know. Maybe I try. Bye.
Yeah, you can definitely cook it, fry it up in a pan. It doesn't have to be raw. I was just working with, I knew I wouldn't have a stovetop here, so I'm giving everyone the option to make it raw.
It's very colorful.
Technically, this isn't raw because the quinoa's cooked.
Kids like color and texture.
Yeah.
You can kind of add it how they want.
So this is pretty much the end result.
All right,
you
should
have
we get
this
you
pretty
one?
little boat. I actually want to try it before I give it to someone, just to make sure I did.
Yeah, cut those up into pieces.
Just to make sure I did the right.
Pieces.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause she doesn't listen. She'll come back with a truck. Pieces. It's funny because we went up to Vegan Mafia up in West Palm Beach.
Plant-based mafia.
Yeah.
Plant-based mafia.
We went to Plant-based
You want a plate?
Mafia, and they were a vegan restaurant.
Yep.
And you would think their food wasn't
He says
plant-based.
pieces. All right, so I will cut this up.
I mean,
Get a
they
knife.
have burgers, which are all plant-based. Everything plant-based. Oh my God.
I've never tried the Impossible Whopper.
I've tried it.
This looks so great. You've got a whole little setup over
Unbelievable.
here.
But you're right, I like
I know.
it cooked.
It's fun. I like
Yeah.
doing this.
The raw
All right,
stuff.
we're going to cut it up in pieces. Let's cut it up in one more. Can you cut it
we,
again?
we did a show
Oh,
once.
again?
Yep, I'm
at
gonna
a
pass
place
them
where
out. And
this
then
one
Josh,
had
we got
me
a whole bowl
eating,
here for you.
Okay.
Grass. What was that place you had me eating grass?
Hippocrates.
What?
The smoothie? No, we actually did a shoot once at Hippocrates.
No,
and
no,
it was,
she brought me a tray of grass.
it was Hippocrates.
Yeah, Hippocrates.
Yeah.
I remember. She said, boom, here, try this. And I'm on the air. What am I going to say? No. So I'm eating grass.
It smells, the tahini
And it
smells
reminded me of where I
amazing.
played football in Puerto Rico. And there were
All right, I'm
cows
gonna pass
in the
these out for
pasture.
you guys. All right, Josh,
Cool,
you get a
Dan.
whole one.
Step right up.
I'm going. You enjoy. You a military. All right.
You can give it to her.
One
You
for you
gotta
to try.
everything in life.
Just take it. You can just
All right, I'll give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
give it a shot. Military. Well, you and Josh have a whole other one over there. Seriously?
Seriously.
All right. Tell us how it is.
That's not bad.
You like it?
You like it? Awesome.
Oh my God.
There you go.
It's the first
Your
time-
secret sauce is to die for.
First time I've actually eaten a zucchini.
Really?
Ever?
Ever.
Wow.
Wow.
Me too.
You too?
And quinoa, for that matter.
That's the first time you had zucchini also?
That is delicious. You guys had it?
I'm preparing theirs right now.
Oh my
I'll
God.
cut it in half for
I'm
you guys.
shocked. Huh?
So, and that's the other thing is that I like to create recipes that are new to not only to kids but to adults too, like things that are not so super common, you know.
This is delicious.
Good.
I can't
I'm
believe
glad you
that.
like it.
This would be easy to take on the road too, on the tour bus.
I love that.
Because
Yeah,
you
if you
don't have to cook it. You don't have
if
to
you
cook it.
pre-made the mixture, the filling,
Yeah.
and put it in a Tupperware, the zucchinis you can just throw them in
Yeah.
the thing whole, and then when you're ready to make it, you cut them in half, scrape it out the inside, and put your mixture, and you're done.
Absolutely, because you really don't want to cook when you're on a bus, but this didn't take long to make, and
And you've never had zucchini before?
never had zucchini before.
You've never had zucchini
No.
before. So 10 seconds ago, if you had all heard, when I passed it out, you try it, you try it. And they're all like egging each other on. I'll do a shot, you do a shot. And now,
I gotta
they all
tell
want
you.
to take it off the road.
I gotta tell you.
Veronica and Ted, I've never seen a turn of events in 20 seconds like this.
You know, we were just talking about like we
What a
like our
compliment.
food heated. We like to cook. This I wouldn't mind cold.
It
Like
was
if you-
cold.
no, I mean cold. You put the zucchini in
fridge?
the fridge.
Okay.
But that sauce of yours, you gotta bank that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, great job. Thank
Thank you. It's,
Tahini?
Yeah, so tahini, maple syrup, and apple cider vinegar.
I gotta make it. All right. Well, the recipe book is coming out soon. How are people? We got ask. All right. Ask the guys now. Thumbs up. Daniel.
That's not bad.
Thumbs up on everyone. It's a win-win.
So I want you to go to Publix tomorrow. Let's get some zucchini boats going. They're not bad. They're nice finger food.
I like doing all these food segments.
I mean, honestly, you could just eat it like out of the bowl. Does anybody want the rest? Do you want the rest of the mixture? You can eat it
Yep.
without the zucchini, just
Ready.
out of the bowl.
All in. All right. We'll get you the bowl of that.
I gotta tell you, it's not bad.
Veronica, what's your website where people can get your books and more information?
Veggievero.com. And if you're on Facebook or Instagram,
See if
it's
any of your
just
kids
at
want it before you give it to
Veggievero.
me.
All my information is there. I'm pretty active on both Facebook and Instagram. I always post what my new events are coming up and, workshops, different things happening at the garden. So follow me and let's connect.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love it. And tune in every Saturday, 9 o'clock for Veggie Vero. The next episode, I think we're going to have to put these recipes out again for Saturday for the kids to see. Cooking with Veggie Vero. Thank
Sorry
you so much.
The presentation isn't the best on that one, Freddie, because that was my mixing bowl. I have to just,
my God, this is
disclaimer.
Oh, it's good, right? Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Thank you so much, Veronica. It's
You're
been a
welcome.
pleasure. Cc and Colleen, thanks for hanging out with us. So much fun.
you so
Enjoy
much.
the road trip. Please be safe. What's the name of your dog?
Joy. Yeah, she's a little sheepoo, so we're hoping that we have a good trip with her. So
8 pounds of a beautiful Shih Tzu. Josh, thank you. Daniel, everyone running the board, Alana, Katie, everyone who's in there. Braxton has not left his table. And Freddie, I'm glad everyone likes zucchini. Have a great day, everyone. Tune in today at 3 o'clock for Rose Lambert, Mystic Spiritual Alchemist, and then Stress Less and Decompress with Katie coming to you at 4 o'clock. Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.